Hey guys, it's Greg from East Coast Eyes, and today I'm bringing you the return of the Monday Mashup. I stopped it a couple weeks ago when I stopped doing the weekly series so I could do more creative videos, do some dives, do some stuff like that, and we've got some cool things coming up for you guys in the near future. So Monday Mashup is where I kind of recap everything that happened from the week, what's going to be going on in the next week, and also give you guys links to the videos from the last week so you can make sure you didn't miss anything. So I want to expand this a little bit. Um, just make it sort of an update for myself, an update for the company, an update for what's going on in the lacrosse world, gear, etc., and as well as what's going on with East Coast Eyes, and make sure you guys don't miss any cool videos. Number one, make sure you check out the East Coast Eyes stringing database. I update it constantly, and I've been using it as kind of like a blog lately, where I post every day when I post a new video with some behind-the-scenes pictures, some extra information in the text, stuff like that. Also, you saw yesterday we released our colored head screws, which we're really excited about. They're really high quality. They're powder coated instead of painted. So for those of you who don't know, powder coat is a really durable way of coloring parts that they use for car parts and stuff like that. So we decided to go with powder coated to make them the highest quality. So when you screw them in and use them, the paint won't chip off at all. And you can see here is Mike's. Whoops. Here is Mike's STX hammer with 6-diamond East Coast mesh, which I'm making a video about for you guys, with his Volt screw, his Volt shooters, Carolina mesh, and a black head, and also a Volt butt end to go with it from One Lacrosse. And those have been absolutely flying off the shelves like crazy. We had to go pick up 50 more of these Volt butt ends from them today, so we're really excited about that. Remember, you can also buy One Lacrosse shafts on our website now. I use them on my game stick, and I'll be making reviews about them as we go along. A couple other cool notable things is you saw last week, I think, maybe a little bit ago, some people saw on Instagram and Twitter, I picked up this Chrome Evo Pro 2.0 from the Laxwood outlet in Kenilworth, which is actually right under the Towson Lax World. I actually met a fan in there, which was really cool, so I was excited about that. I like meeting fans out in the public. So I think this head is actually missing from the database, so I'll have to string it up and give you guys some tutorials, etc. I might try and dye it. I've seen people dye chrome 1 or 2 times, and I've only ever tried it once. It didn't work so well, so I'm going to try it again, see if I can do a kind of maybe a cool checkerboard dye on this or something along those lines. Also, if you follow us on Instagram and Twitter, you saw that we got a whole bunch of pairs of these knockaround graphite and smoke lenses in. So we're going to be doing something, a cool little promotion with those in the beginning of February. So make sure to stay tuned for that as well. Final thing is that I looked at Peter Baum's stringing for this year, his 2013 stringing and his Evo X, and I have replicated it, what I believe to be close. It's probably 95%. Almost. Then I'm going to look at it a little bit more. So I'll be making videos about this to just add it to the selection of tutorials and everything like that for you guys. So let me know if you're excited for the Peter Baum tutorial. As always, throw this video a like, if you enjoyed it, and let me know if you enjoyed the comeback Monday Mashup. I plan on making it a little cooler and longer than I used to, and so hopefully you guys will tune in. So this weekend, Loyola College played the U.S. World Team, and Loyola actually lost, but it was a pretty close game. It was 17-3. LXM Pro's Sam Bradman, LXM standout who had been killing it in the LXM Pro out of Salisbury. He actually had, I think it was 3 goals. 3 goals and 2 assists, and was named the MVP of the game, which is awesome. I know they had a couple LXM Pro guys that played on the U.S. World Team, and that was really, really cool. Speaking of Sam Bradman, I used STX's tutorial and replicated his pocket in my STX Stallion with some East Coast mesh. So make sure to stay tuned for a little bit more about that. I think this is a good time to mention that, with Sam Bradman being so much in the highlights and in the news. So if you want to see some Sam Bradman highlights, I will link them on screen for you guys. You can check them out. I think Alex has had a couple games with them, and so the Lacrosse Network has put together some highlight reels and some LXM highlights that have highlights of him in it. So you guys can check that out. So that was really cool. Glad to see some lax get going and everything like that. So here you can see some of the gear they had. STX and Nike did some of the gear. I really liked it. Anything that has red, white, and blue always looks really, really nice. That's a timeless colorway. You can see my red, white, and blue stick up there. You can never really get enough red, white, and blue, and it never really looks too gaudy or bad, and it goes so well together. So I'll show you a picture. Show you guys a picture of that right now. So that's a picture I think that Kyle Harrison sent somewhere of their gear. So obviously looked really, really sweet. All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about some of the college gear that has dropped recently. Around now is the time you start to see um, companies release their gear or their mock-ups and their gloves and everything for colleges for the upcoming season. And what I've seen a lot is I pulled, if you don't follow Nike Lacrosse on Facebook, you definitely should. They post pictures of all kinds of gear, and so they've been putting up all the Vapor Elites for their big Nike and SDX sponsored teams. And Vapor Elites are by far one of my favorite custom gloves. I used Nike Vapor Elites in college my senior year, and ours weren't quite as custom, as these. They had our logo embroidered and they were custom colors, but these, they really do a great job with the zones and the colorways, and it seems like they're almost endless. And I loved all the Vapor Elites last year, and I love them all this year. And it seems like when you look at teams, I think players are allowed to really use whichever glove they want, the STX one or the Nike one, as long as they're probably within the same color range. And I think you see a lot of people using the Vapor Elites because they are so nice and they do look so sick. So Nike dropped a lot of Vapor Elites, and so I'm going to clip in the pictures for you guys so you guys can check them out. In case you missed them, I'll put them all in one place. I particularly love, let's see, Hopkins are probably my favorite. The Villanova ones are really awesome, and what you'll notice is even though they're the same gloves, they're all Vapor Elites, they all look so different because of the way they use the color zones. So I'll clip those in so you guys can check them out. So like I said, I think the Hopkins ones are my favorite. Let me know down in the comments which ones are your guys' favorite Vapor Elites. I'd have to go with, I think, the Hopkins ones that are have some black and are all blue except for that and the white Nike swoosh. I think they just look absolutely sick. So there's also a group shot of all the Nike gloves. All those Nike teams will also get STX gloves, and I think most of them are going with STX Shadows this year. And I know the Shadow is the new glove that STX is trying to push, which I like. It's nice, but I don't like it as much as the King 2 and the Cell 2 and the Assault series. It just looks a little bulky to me, but I know they had them for Team USA. Sam Bradman wore a couple different pairs of custom Shadows for LXM Pro, so I know people really do like them. I actually haven't gotten a chance to try them on. I really want to, but I think the Nike Vapor Elites I prefer over the STX gloves. So let me know in the comments which ones you like more. They also dropped Hopkins helmets, which I decided to add in here because I thought they were just so sick. Cascade's doing a couple of awesome things this year. One is the chrome face masks. Two is you can put text on the chrome face mask. And three is custom chin straps. So for team orders, you can get a different color chrome face mask. You can get little text written on one of the bars, and you can get your logo printed on the chin strap. And so they're doing these for a lot of the teams and look absolutely sick. The Hopkins helmets are all white with vent stripes, and I think they're Pro 7s, but I think vent stripes are part of my favorite thing about helmet customization. I'm not a big fan of full wraps on collegiate lacrosse teams. I like the look of decals and not a full wrap for an actual collegiate lacrosse team. Maybe club it's alright, but I prefer the look of just clean decals. And so what they have is on the vent stripes, they have just the outline in Columbia blue, and the inside's either white or clear. You can't really tell. And then J's on one side and the number on the other. And I really like it when they do something different on one side from the other. It just gives it a really neat look. And I love the J's and the cursive that they have it. It looks really sick. So I'll show you guys some pictures of them now. Yeah, so I really like the look of those helmets. I think they're going to look really good with the whole kit put together. Nike's turning out some really sick uniforms this year. And I think the whole kit with the gloves, if you want to check out Nike's Facebook, they also had elbow pads to go with all these gloves. Gloves, elbow pads, the helmet, and the jersey and the uniform all together. It's just going to look drop dead gorgeous. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for college lacrosse to start up. One final note on the Nike end, they've dropped their new Nike turf shoes. A lot of you, I'm sure, have had these turf shoes. These were probably my favorite older model of turf shoes. I'm not sure. It says Zoom Air, so I guess that's the name. But I used to love these turf shoes. I wore them all through college, all the time. We went to the Nike outlet in Lancaster, Pennsylvania one time, and they had them for $30, so I bought some. They gave it a little update, and I absolutely love the update. They look sick. I really like not ankle straps, but mid-foot straps on shoes. I never really strapped them, but I just really like the way they look. So these have them. So I'm really excited for the new Huarache Turfs. This is what they look like. So I'm probably going to have to pick up a pair of those at some point. I can't wait. And so finally, Warrior also dropped some equipment. They usually don't put as much on Facebook as Nike and STX do, but they dropped so far I've seen the Denver gloves and the Army gloves. Denver and Army. Army's got the King 4s, which I went and tried on at the store the other day, and I really like the way they feel. They felt terrific, really comfortable. They look a little odd since the top part is elevated off the rest of the glove, so you can get a lot of airflow through there. It looked a little interesting, but they felt really, really comfortable. So I'll show you a picture of them. So they're definitely good looking gloves. You can see they're pretty custom. And the final thing I want to mention on the Warrior front is the 3 helmets for the Loyola Greyhounds, the defending national champions. You saw the carbon fiberish looking ones from Hydrographics, which is actually the company that does a ton of Division I programs, football helmets such as Oregon. They do the chrome ones with the wings for them. They did these for Loyola, and they put carbon fiber image. And so you'll see that they did the same carbon fiber image, but with really aggressive, really sick looking Greyhound in gray on it, with all black except for just that. Then they've got a matte green version and what looks like a pearl gray version with a green face mask. So I think they're awesome. And to have 3 helmet options is really cool. You know, that's something that most of us can only ever do.
The crowds begin to show.
So that's all the gear I've seen so far. I try and stay up to date with this stuff. I see almost everything on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the blogs. You know, I'm always checking them all the time. So I'll try and stay up to date, and we'll have more stuff for you next week. So now we're going to get into the recap of all the videos from last week. I forgot to mention, guys, for all the photos that I used, I'm going to link the blogs and everything I got them from down in the description. You know, these aren't my photos. I didn't take them. Just borrowed them from the places, so make sure to check them out. They come from Lax Playground, Lax All Stars, IL Gear, so the links will all be down in the description if you guys want to check out the articles that went with them as well. So now for the videos. First we had a Clutch X with an NCAA legal mid-low pocket for a Georgetown player. I've talked to him. I think he really, really liked the pocket, and worked really well for him. We did a ton of retail orders last week. There was one day where we shipped out 600 pieces of mesh in one day, which is just unreal. We're picking up new retail stores every day, which is awesome. And then we had the Warrior Evo 4 preview. There had been a couple pictures on Lax All Stars that showed the Evo 4 on Sweet Sweet Lax, just a single picture, and so I felt like it should be shared with you guys. Definitely check it out. It looks like a nice improvement on the Evo 3 for sure. And then we had the release of the One Lacrosse shafts on www.eastcoaststyles.com. People thought that video was really funny. We threw a couple bloopers in. It took us a little while to shoot, but it was a lot of fun to shoot, so we're going to try and make some more videos like that. And then we've got a Rabel X and an Evo X6 for a Drexel player with some NCAA legal pockets. I did these with a little higher whip, so if you need to string a pocket like that, make sure you check that video out for sure. And then there was the custom One Lacrosse string and die, which was a Volt to black with matching mesh and some decal dyeing. It was a really, really awesome head, so if you didn't check it out, make sure you do. And finally, the introduction video for the new colored head screws. So make sure you check that out for sure. That includes Sunday Fun Day, so it's got a giveaway in it. So if you haven't gotten in on that, make sure you do get in on the giveaway. We're giving away some colored head screws to go along with the release. So anyway, guys, that's the episode. Let me know how you liked it. Let me know what you'd like to see me add, what you'd like to see me subtract. For next week, subscribe to my channel if you haven't for daily lacrosse videos. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.